Good morning for whoever just joined. I'm still trying to get my system to work a little bit, having a little bit of a technical difficulty. All right, so who do we have today on this live stream? All right, so I guess as we all know, Ethereum decided to take a major move up from my exit price of 22.50. That's when I exited yesterday out of the trade. So yeah, hindsight 2020, should have stayed in, but you know, who knows what it was going to do. But it did hit 29.55, I think. Currently hovering at 29. So this morning when I woke up, I saw that it was making a move. I did get back into the trade at 28, unfortunately, a lot higher than I wanted to. Dipped to about 27, a little over 27. So my exit price is going to be $29.99 unless I see something drastically change. Are any of the viewers currently in Ethereum right now? If you guys have any questions, please feel free to chat away. Logan's Run. Good, probably good afternoon where you are. Yes, Ethereum. It has definitely made a nice move. So you were on the chat yesterday. So my entry was at 2180, which I was able to catch the bottom, and then it made a rip from my exit price of 2250. So I could have held on, but hindsight is 2020. Knowing what it did now, it's a little discouraging to see it get up to 2950. All right, so currently at 2950, it's basically hitting the top of early this morning. I think it was like 2 a.m. this morning that it hit the 2950. So I got in at 28, looking to exit out at 29.99. I think there's a big seller. Yeah, two big sellers at 29.50 and 29.51. So we'll see if those kind of get absorbed. If they do get absorbed, I can definitely see it getting to that 29.99. Yeah, sorry about the issue that you're having with your PC. Rule of thumb that I usually try to follow is power off, power back on, and it 99% of the time normally works for me. Are you currently holding Ethereum at the moment, Logan's? All right, the 950 got absorbed. Currently at, I'm sorry, the 2950 got absorbed. Currently at 2956. So let's see if it hits that 29.99 that I'm looking for. Nice. That's awesome. Bought it in January, still holding. Those are some nice profits there. So what I'm expecting from this is if it does hit that 29.99, my prediction would be that we would take a nice little drop, maybe back to the 28 range, 28.01, 28.20 range. So if that's the case, I'll be looking at putting another order in right in the 28 range. Unless it decides to go parabolic once it hits 30 and just completely take off to 32, 33. All right, 29.90. Let's see what she does. And I'm basically looking to get rid of 336 Ether. There's a couple other sellers in that same boat with me, and they got about total 520 that they're looking to get rid of. 29.96. Just need 3 cents more. And then buyers, of course, to support it, looking to buy at that price. So we got a seller at 29.90, unfortunately, when the actual price is 29.96, and a buyer at 29.82, which I knew would fall down to 29.82. All right, it did hit 29.99, but there weren't any buyers to support the 336 that I'm looking to sell. You're shorting BTC. I haven't really looked at the price recently to see what it's at. Doesn't look like Ether wants to break out above the 29.99 price range. Good morning, Bill. Hope you got some sleep last night. So were you able to make a profit off Ether? Because I know you were you bought at 23 and change. I didn't trade Bitcoin yesterday. I was actually just in Ether, and I got in at 2180 and closed out the position at 2250. But looking at what the price did overnight, I think at like 2 a.m. it hit the 2950, and then got in basically at 28. I wish I would have held on at least to some. Probably sold half and then got in and then sold the other half this morning. But you know, that's what happens when you're a trader. You lock in the profit, you go to bed, you sleep pretty well, not knowing that you have any open positions. All right, so let's see if she makes that move to 29.99. She's really got to break 30 in order for somebody to buy that 29.99 that I'm looking for. All right, 29.99. We got a seller at 29.97. Yeah, Bill. I mean, you're gonna win some trades, you're gonna lose some trades, but overall, as long as you're in the green, you know, that's pretty good. And yeah, Dash did pretty well. I think broke 80, might have broke above 80. No, I don't sleep with a position open. Um, I would be up all night, to be honest with you. The longest position I held was Bitcoin back in late 2013. Was it probably mid 2014? I think it was. I have to look at the date, but bought it and held onto it for over a year and a half. But it was only zero point 0.2. It was a purchase at like $487, and then just recently, when it broke 1,000, closed it out. So that was the longest that I've ever held a position. But watching it drop from my entry point of 485 to about 165 in December of 2014, I was like, all right, well, if I lose that money, I lose it. It was money that I was willing to lose. But yeah, if I would have left that position open last night, I would have probably been up all night just watching it and watching it, and then watching it explode to 29.50. I would have probably definitely gotten out before that, not knowing exactly what it was going to do. Because I think it bounced up to 29.50 and then dropped to about 25. It was like 25.50 it dropped to. All right, so let's see. Hit 30. I think it executed 30.18. Yeah, my trade definitely executed now. Let me go ahead and refresh this. You guys are probably hearing my son in the background. Wow, 30, 34. That was explosion. 37. So now if I'm going to play this right, I need to wait for a major drop. Wow, 40 cents extra on that 336 would have been nice. Yeah, buyers are stepping in. No one wants to sell. Yeah, that Bitcoin that I held, the 0.2 that I bought, was probably a little under 2 years. That's how long I held it for. Hey, Ethereum is exploding right after my sell order. I was thinking it would hit 30 and just get a nice $2 drop, but no, it definitely didn't. Bill, you just bought Ether at $30. No, I do not hold Bitcoin. I bought it when it actually crashed after the ETF was denied. Bought it at 1,000, bought a little over 3, and then basically an hour later sold it at 1,100. Wow, Ether had a hard time trying to get to 29.99 or even just break 30. Once it broke 30, though, it basically exploded. Got to 30.97. That's insane. Yes, yeah, I bought the Bitcoin and sold it right away. And what I was basically expecting to happen was I was expecting traders in China to kind of wake up, absorb the news, and sell and bring the price back down. And I had an order to buy back in at the $1,000 level again, but it didn't happen. Yeah, Bill. I mean that 30 drop. I think that's what I was expecting. Maybe a lot of other people were expecting the same thing too. It's better to lock in the profits. Like I said before, it's better to wish you were in than to wish you were actually out. And greed will definitely kill your profits. It's happened to me many times, and I've learned my lesson. Because the thing is, if it hits 30 and then hits 31, and then I'm going to think, oh, it's going to hit 32, and I'm going to change my order to 32, and then it'll get to close to 32, and then I'll say, you know what, it can hit 33, and then I'll change my order to 33. And if I continuously keep doing that and just being greedy and greedy, the rug will get pulled underneath me. Yeah, the price is definitely being driven up. Um, could it be a sympathy rally because of a dash? It's a possibility. Could be, short covering. But I basically started trading. I had about 5,000 in Gemini and a little over 3,000 in Coinbase. So it kind of started with 8,000 the past 3 days. So up 2,000, it could have been a lot more if I would have held, but a profit is a profit. What always ends up happening to me when I buy something is that it just doesn't move. It just moves sideways, waiting for something to happen. And then once I exit out of the trade, that's when it just explodes. Yeah, so my exit at 29.99 was actually pretty bad, considering it went up to 31. Bill, you are awesome. I appreciate the Bitcoin donation. Definitely, I will definitely keep that for my kids. I got 3 kids, so usually, they all 3 of them have a bank account. So usually when they do a little bit of chores, we'll give them $1 or $2, and then once they accumulate up to $10, I'll take them to the bank and they'll make a deposit. But yeah, definitely thank you so much. So I'm assuming you're still Ether position. Logan, did you sell your Ether? Yeah, 37%. I mean, that's insane. That I had an entry at 1848, and that was about 270 Ether. Sold that at 2140 average price, and then had another entry for 418 at $21.80. So I should have kept that 2180, or at least started selling in 100 Ether allowment. Yeah, to get back into Ether, what I'm basically looking at, let me actually look at Crypto Watch. I got a better charting system. I do apologize about the background noise. I think he's telling me to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know when I'm exiting a trade. I think that might be the best thing to do. I'll exit the trade and you hop in, and then basically take the rip. So entry, what I'm looking at is so yesterday we had that nice rip to $29.50, and then it basically just crashed right to $25.52. So we're looking at a difference of $4. So I think, if it crashes $4 from here, that will be a good entry point. So if we get to 26, I would be looking to get back in. Yes, I will definitely be holding that Bitcoin. I'll just leave it in Coinbase, or actually I'll move to Gemini and just kind of leave it there and not touch it, and then I'll add some to it as well too. Yeah, what I'll probably end up doing later on is, if Bitcoin crashes, is just have a total of 1 Bitcoin per kid and just leave it there for him. I wish they offer some sort of a custodial account where I could set something up for him. Currently, I'm only using 1 monitor. I got my laptop hooked up to a 24-inch monitor. But to be honest with you, that's not enough. I need 2 more monitors, 2 more 24-inch monitors with everything that I'm running. But if I do that, I need a better computer as well too. My computer's outdated, it's from 2010. So I need something, with at least 8 to 16 gigabytes of RAM. This only has 4. More applications I run, the slower it works. I mean, you saw yesterday where I was trying to run Think or Swim, and it just completely crashed the live stream. Yeah, my goal is actually is to get a treasurer. That's my goal, and then just kind of put the Bitcoins in there, and then put that in a safe. Yeah, with all the speculation out there, I think 1 Bitcoin, especially if it's going to be worth $1 million, like some people are saying. My oldest son is only 7, and then my youngest son is 1, and then my daughter's 4. So they got plenty of time for it to just accumulate and grow. Yeah, I definitely like the treasurer. I've watched some of the YouTube videos, some of the unboxing, and some of the reviews on it. And I think, the price is not too bad at all. It's like $100, to be honest with you. Yeah, Bitcoin is moving sideways, which isn't bad though, to be honest with you. If you're holding Bitcoin, better for it to move sideways than to move down. But as we all know, a stock or a cryptocurrency can only really move three ways: sideways, up, or down. So I'll take the sideways or the up anytime. Logan, I can care less about Bitcoin support level at the moment. Currently just focused in on Ether. But if I actually, I got somebody at the door. Hold on one second, please. All right, but if it does get to $1,000, that's a good entry price for me, and that's kind of what I got in before and sold 1,100. So that is the support I would be looking at if I was trading it right now, or at least keep an eye on it. Like I said, it's best late at night to kind of put in a low ball offer on Coinbase, just in the hopes that it actually gets a nice tank, and then your trades are able to be executed. But I don't really think it'll go lower than 1,000. And if it does, it might hit that 960, 950, and then bounce right back up above 1,000. I think a lot of us heard about Bitcoin a long time ago and really didn't believe in it, or just, out of sight, out of mind, until the more people start talking about it, then you kind of start taking it serious. Yeah, the early adopters, the early investors are the ones that are going to be rich. When I started working in banking, it was May of 2012. Some kid came in and wanted to deposit Bitcoin. I kind of laughed at him. I was like, "What is that?" And he went on, on a tangent about it and kind of explained a couple of things to me. And I just shook my head like, "Yeah, okay, sure." But should have really taken his advice then. Yeah, I think anybody that's holding 10 Bitcoins or more will be doing very well in a couple years, especially if you bought it, a year and a half ago. My name is actually Jonas, spelled Y-O-N-A-S. Yeah, you can probably see it on the top right of my Coinbase account. Steve, great to meet you, buddy. And yes, yeah, Jonas. There's actually a rapper in your backyard in New York City. And he goes by the name Jonas. He's actually from the same country that I'm from. But currently, right now, it doesn't look like we're going to get a drop. Let me go ahead and enlarge this a little bit. I thought at least once it hit that 30, that we'd get a dip below, at least below 27. But there's a lot of buyers to support it. Now, the rapper from New York actually goes by the name of Jonas, Y-O-N-A-S. He's got tons of YouTube videos out there. It's actually pretty good. I don't think he's really made it mainstream yet. Yeah, I've never heard of one broker. I'll definitely have to research that. And I think that's what a lot of exchanges lack, is that they don't allow you to kind of mirror some of the very profitable traders, kind of try to mirror what they're doing. But 650% profit, and that's only this month. That's impressive. I don't know why that order for 30.59 was on there. Definitely not buying at 30.59. Yeah, the 6-hour candle chart is pretty impressive right now. It's nothing but green, no red at all. And every candle just about opens up at the previous candle's close. Yeah, New York City, you know, I think they've screwed a lot of people over with the bit license. You know, they really make it hard for a cryptocurrency company to operate, especially the first couple ones that were trying to get through the door in the beginning. As they always say, you know, first one to get through the door gets shot, and then after that, others can get through. But Bill, I hope you're ready for this crazy snowstorm that's going to be hitting us in a couple hours. Yeah, Ether is definitely holding nicely. I'm just waiting for that violent crash to happen. You know, anywhere from $3 to $4 to get back in. I'm going to drop to 25.19. That would be great. Not for the long-term holders, though. So I do apologize for saying that. As a trader, though, that's kind of what we look for. Logan, what do you mean about how long is for the question? And yes, I do work from home. And, you know, if you work from home, it definitely has its advantages. You know, if you don't have any kids, it's not bad. But when you got kids to take care of, there can be a lot of distractions. And when you're trading, you can't have too many distractions. There was actually one point where I took a $15,000 bathroom break. You know, when will Dash correct? It's got to be soon. I think it's really made a parabolic move to. Let me look at CoinCap. That doesn't want to work, but it's probably hitting 80. Probably broke over 82. Actually 76 or 70, 77 bucks on CoinCap today for Dash. And I think it actually did break over 80. But I mean, it's just been nonstop moves every day, 30% moves. I mean, just over the past month, let's see what it's up. 78% over the past month, 364% over the past 3 months. Yeah, if anybody that bought it under 20 and still held and didn't sell when it went up to 25, 30, 35 is really in a nice profit. Yeah, holding gold and silver is pretty good, as well as 13 cryptocurrencies. But if there is an apocalypse that happens, I think the things that are going to be very valuable are guns and ammunition. Well, it's come down a little bit from its high of touching that exactly $31 that it touched. All right, 30.28, 30.22. Let's see if there's a violent crash that happens to that 25.19 entry point that I'm looking for. I doubt it'll get to that, to be honest with you. It'd be nice. But on the 5-minute chart, low is 30.30. Yeah, stock up on those MREs. Meals ready to eat. Bill, you haven't felt secure since you discovered Bitcoin. The entire system is effed up. Yeah, unfortunately, the rich will always keep getting richer, and the poor will stay poor due to the monetary system that we have. That's where Bitcoin is going to really change everything. No, I did not hear about Venezuela, but I'm sure a lot of countries devaluing the currency. That's a big thing that's happening, where people will riot. They will start a revolution. One ounce of silver will feed a family for 1 month. Wow, that's pretty crazy. It tells you a lot about what the government is doing with their monetary system and just how crazy that they're devaluing it. I wonder what 1 ounce of gold will do. Probably feed them for a year. Yeah, you know, Bitcoin will even things out. I think it's going to, you know, take the control away from the government, from the Federal Reserve. All right, let's see. Getting to 30. And yeah, you're right, Bill. I mean, I should get in. I don't want to chase it. You know, if we can get a drop back to my 28 previous entry, that would be a good entry point for me. Bill, I think my son heard you, and he's telling me to buy as well too. Or maybe he just sees my wife eating breakfast, and he wants some as well. So what I'm looking at is a similar crash or a similar dump to what's here. We had a crazy move up, and then the next 4 candles, these are 15-minute candles. So this would have been an hour's worth of just continuous selling. And that would be a good entry point for me. Something I would feel comfortable with. So that would have been a difference of $4. So, you know, 26 would be great. But anything under 28, I would be looking into getting in. Well, I'm glad my son jibber-jabbing doesn't bother you. It can be distracting though when, you know, you're trying to focus in. You know, Logan, I don't think it really matters whether it's you know, Bitcoin Unlimited or segregated witness, as long as it's not going to devalue Bitcoin and really hurt it. I think it's the miners that really care. Yeah, I completely agree with if it forks. Ethereum Classic is not doing well at all, where Ethereum is just taking off. All right, I am back. Had to get ready to pick up my daughter. So I am going to be leaving this live feed at about 12:10 in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But if you guys want, I can leave it running, and then once I get back, within about 20 minutes after that, I can get back on. But yes, Monero is flying. And when I started at 12.50, it was a good entry price. All right, Ethereum's trying to come down. Let's see if we can get to my lowball entry price of 25.19. If not, I might have to raise that. Yeah, Bill. I mean, in the investing or trading game, it's always I could have, I should have. Why didn't I do it? But who knew? I mean, it could have dropped. Yeah, Logan. I hope more people show up to the stream. But you know what? I'm happy with the people I have. So I want to thank you guys for joining. A lot of cryptocurrencies are just exploding today. NMC up 132%. Wow. Yeah, anywhere in that 28, 28.50 would be a good entry. I have an offer in for 25.19, and that's because I got to run and pick up my daughter. So I don't want it to, hit that 28 and then still continue to drop without me looking at what the buy and the sell orders are. But there are some big buyers at 29.70 for about 2,360. Yeah, I'll definitely leave this up running. There's 5 viewers on here. If you guys want to log off, that's perfectly fine. If you stay on, I'll definitely be back. I should be back by about 12:30ish. I got to pick her up at 12:15. No problem, man. Thanks for joining this chat. I appreciate it. And Bill and Logan, if you guys want to paste and copy your YouTube URL, I'll add you guys on as a moderator. I think you actually just go on as a log onto your YouTube page, which you should already be on it, and just copy and paste the web address. I think that's how you do it. This is the first time I'm actually doing it. I thought it was moderator, but that didn't allow me to. Once your URL, that's something I'll have to try to figure out. Oh yeah, I think I forgot. You said you stated earlier that you were using your phone. Dylan, welcome. Appreciate you joining the chat. Yeah, if you're on a PC, it should allow you to copy address to your main YouTube page and then paste it in the chat. Should is always a magic word. Dash pump. I mean, it's been pumped ever since will continue to be pumped to 100, but I think a lot of people will be looking to taking profits at that $100 level. But it's 12:10 where I'm at right now, so I do have to run in and pick up my daughter. So I'll keep this running. If anybody's wondering, I'm not on. Yeah, please let them know. Interesting that it won't allow you to do that. Yeah, I'll probably have to get onto your YouTube page, and then I'll have to copy and paste it. All right, there we go. Let's see if Bill. Actually about it. There's a little tab on the right-hand side where I can go in and add you as a moderator. So both of you should be on there as moderator. All right, guys, I'll be back in a little bit. All right, finally back. Doesn't look like I missed much. Price still sitting. I think the stream is kind of foobarred today. It seems like I cut out periodically here and there. So I'm going to put an order in for 29.71 to try to get in right before this 29.70. There's about 2,000 or 280 to be bought. Yeah, Bill, you're absolutely right. Holding Bitcoin is definitely the way to go, and some altcoins. You just got to be careful which altcoins you're holding. Probably some of the most popular ones. Oh, I did not expect to see up almost 13% today. That thing's been hovering at like 370, 380 range. Jose, welcome to the live stream, bud. Hey, let me know if this audio is cutting in and out for you guys, because yeah, that's pretty bad. Not sure what to do about the audio, because I have the volume turned up just on what you guys are listening to and what you're watching, and there's definitely about a 15 uh, from when I speak. They change the screen to where it actually displays it on this live stream. 2941 is good. I was actually using that. It makes a big difference. I was actually using that. It makes a big difference. Dark. I think my screen share just went blank. And basically I have an error just saying, my network connection is experiencing some difficulties. Gotta love Comcast and their internet service. Yeah, Logan, I think I need to get a better microphone system instead of using an Apple headset. All right, definitely getting close to that 2971 entry that I'm looking for. I know you guys really can't see the screen. Yeah, I haven't really done anything different. I just think just the latency with the internet service has something to do with it. Just like you guys can't really see the screen share that I have. You're absolutely right, Jose. Long-term investors will definitely be rewarded as long as you can stomach, the up and down swings. I basically have the mentality right now as a trader, and I can't stomach it. Right now, I'm not in Ether. I was earlier. I got in at 28, and then out at 29.99, basically right before it ripped up to 31. Right now, I'm looking at getting in at 29.71, which is right above a big order that's sitting there for a little under 2,080 coins. And my exit is going to determine on how far it rips up, but it definitely has to break that 31 for it to continue on an upward momentum. Jose, are you currently in any trades right now? All right, I think it's about to hit that 29.71. And actually, the charting system on GDAX is just horrible. I'm basically seeing three different price points. I see 290. I see the chart showing me 280. The buy and sells are showing a little higher. I think Crypto Watch is a little more accurate. I'm not liking what I'm seeing on this chart at all. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that order. So basically what I'm paying attention to is this 1970, about 1,900 Ether. If that gets absorbed very quickly, then I can see it really drop in, $1, $1.20 possibly. But if that order kind of sits there and there aren't sellers to sell, then that could be a nice support. But I did cancel that 2970 or 2971. All right, Andy, is it going to sit there or is it going to get absorbed? There we go. 29.25. There we go. That's exactly what I was thinking. So let's go ahead. Yeah, it's coming up quick, but more sellers are going to step in and start selling. That was a nice little quick drop. I wish I would have had an actual order in the book for 27. But that's on a 15-minute candlestick. So let's go ahead and do the 5-minute candlestick. And usually when I see a big candlestick like that, there are going to be other sellers that will panic, thinking that it's going to drop further. All right, let's see if there's any of the other big buyers coming in. Not at that 27.99 would have been up almost $1. So 29.06 and 29.05. There's some buyers for about 1,600. The 1,000 Ether for sale at 29.49. So we'll see if more people panic and get rid of it. I do apologize. The screen share went out again. Logan, did you have that order in for 28? Wow, screen share is still out. I hope you guys were able to see that massive drop. All right, 27.21. So traders are panicking right now. I mean, that dropped to below 27. Where did it get to? Come on, Coinbase. Dropped from about 30 to about under 27, 26.50. Sorry about the screen share, guys. It just doesn't seem like it wants to work. I keep trying to load it. But I wasn't sure if you were able to see the screen when I actually canceled that order for 29.71, just based on just kind of what I saw uh, and the seller, or actually the buyer, being completely absorbed. All right, we got some buyers that are stepping in: 29.06, 29.05, 720, and then 955 Ether. So let's see if people that are holding are going to dump it on them to get another crash to about the 25. I'm looking at 25.19 during the massive drop that we had to 26.50. Yeah, Bill, you got to be careful when you're trading on margin. They will liquidate if there's a violent drop, if you fall below, whatever their percentage is. And currently, right now, GDAX is all types of messed up. I can't even look at the order book. The order book is just completely frozen. Yeah, I think I need to get out of GDAX and for them that's actually going to work very well and not have this latency. Did you get your order liquidated, Bill? Jose, I don't know if I'm going to get in at 28. 27 might be a good price considering it hit that 26.67 and then bounce right back. I mean, it dropped, from 30 to 26.67. So I'll have to pay attention to the order book and see if there's a large order that comes in, and then if that order gets completely absorbed right away, or if it kind of sits there for a little bit. Yeah, and once again, I apologize. You guys can't see my my screen. It just doesn't make sense. It worked great for a majority of the time. Hey, Bill, in regards to leverage, are you leveraging the whole amount that they're giving you, or are you only leveraging half of it? Jose, I don't trade crypto as full time. I actually trade stocks, but I only do that usually for about an hour and a half, 2 hours in the morning, and then that's it. That's usually when volume picks up and there's a lot of volatility. Um, but this is kind of part time, a couple of trades here and there. But I do like the volatility, and if this continues, I might have to switch to crypto full time and then do stocks part time. There's just a lot more manipulation that happens in stocks. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Bill. Uh, leveraging is like playing with fire. You can definitely make a lot of money, if you're on the right side of the trade. But if it definitely goes against you, it could get you into some trouble. And I do use leverage. I forget who it was that asked me that yesterday on the chat. Um, I'll use leverage on stocks, but that's usually, I'm in a trade for 10 minutes or so. It's not long. I try not to hold overnight or even hold for too long. Don't overwork. I try not to overwork on my stay. All right, there's a nice size buyer at 28.73, but a lot of sellers just stacked up under 29. So I definitely see possibly another $2 drop, maybe $1.70. I think it'll touch that 26.67 again. And too bad you guys can't see what I'm seeing. And I don't want to end this live stream to have to try to start it again. I think I'm using too much bandwidth and my internet service provider is slowing down the speed. So still a lot of sellers. Is anybody still there? For some reason, I'm seeing 0 watchers because I know the live stream of my screen is not working. Yeah, I keep getting an error. Screen sharing failed to start. No session to start. Screen share with. Keep hitting retry, but it does not want to work at all today. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think it's just you, Logan, and Bill that are on this chat. No, we're still sitting at that 2871 on Coinbase, 2856. So some sellers are starting to hit that market sell order. Good amount of buyers stacked up. Jose, you're on here. So maybe Bill lost connection somehow. Jose, are you currently in any trades right now, or holding long term? Long term hold is always good on BTC and Ether. Dash, not sure what the price of it currently is, but yeah, it's always good to take profits. Nothing wrong with that at all. Dash seems to be at 78.50 on CoinCap.com. Dude, that is awesome. Bought Dash at $8 and sold at 78. Woo! That's a major profit there. Dude, congrats. That's awesome. Yeah, I think, when it gets to 50, that's a good price to buy in, and that's exactly where I see the support. And the faster something goes up, the faster it's going to come back down. So, okay, $70 right now on Poloniex. Yep, I do see it dropping on CoinCap, 71, 72. So it looks like the selling has intensified from it, hitting that $80 price point. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, you're still in the profit. If you bought it at 665, even if it drops to 20, you're still in the profit. You're not losing any money. Um, but like I said, I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking profit off the table, waiting for the dip, and then buying back in. You can buy in the same amount, or you could actually even buy in more. You put your 401k on it. Whew, that's a big risk to take. But with the market as high as it is, um, I don't blame you for taking money out. That's exactly what I did. I took out 50% of my 401k that I've been accumulating for the past 10 years. When that financial crisis happened, it was pretty bad. I took a 50, 60% hit. Yeah, I think they can. There's definitely going to be something that's going to happen on March 15th with the debt ceiling. Yes, I agree, Jose. I got three kids, um, and really, I mean, everything I do is for the kids. I don't do it for myself at all. If it was up to me, I'd be living, somewhere in the Bahamas with good internet connection. But the education system where I live is top notch. It's one of the best in the country, and it's safe too where I live. So we don't have to really worry about crime. Just a bunch of drunk college kids, which I've been there. I was one of them. Actually, I live in State College, Pennsylvania, right in the center of Pennsylvania, home of Penn State University. I've been to Boston, Waltham. As a buddy of mine was living in Waltham a couple years ago, so I went up, drove up there, visited him for New Year's, and then took the train to Boston, and it was great. We played cards on the car, had some clam chowder. It was awesome. Had a blast. Yeah, unfortunately, my buddy ended up moving out west. Um, Lives right outside of San Francisco now. He kind of got tired of the cold weather. He was like, "I'm bailing. I'm done." All right, the screen share's got to work. Come on. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential with Ether. For long-term holders. I mean, you bought it at 665 and you're still holding. It just recently hit 31 bucks, so there's a lot of potential for it. There's going to be up and down swings. So as a long-term investor, I wouldn't really worry about those major swings. But I mean, overall, if you look at the overall chart, it's still on an uptrend and will continue on an uptrend. There's no reason that it should really be where it's at right now. It should definitely be a lot higher. I don't think it'll be as high as Bitcoin anytime soon, but it should definitely be higher than Monero, or which it is actually today. Definitely higher than ZCASH or even Dash. ZCASH I think is at 45, and Dash it just exploded. It's crazy. Yeah, Ethereum Classic. I just recently saw it. It was up 13%. It was always stuck in that 370, 380 range. It would pop up to 401, 405, and then kind of dip right back down. I actually wish that Ethereum Classic would do the same thing as Ethereum, but I think that will take a very long time. Yeah, I agree with Metropolis. Casper. I think Crypto, aka Omar, did a very good job of explaining that, and it definitely has a lot of potential. It's just a matter of time before he gets there. It might be slow and steady. Slow and steady is basically, as a long-term investor, what you want to see. The big rip that Dash had, I would not want to see that as an investor because it's just going to come crashing back down. As a trader, though, it's great. I wish I would have actually had stuff in Poloniex to be able to trade that. Yeah, I watched a couple of videos of Craig. I haven't really watched too many, but yeah, he's big on burst. I do. I do this full time, and at least with the stock market, I can I know when to trade and when not to trade. Weekends, it's R&R time with the family. And with stocks, it's usually just in the morning when there's a lot of volatility, and then usually from 3 to 4, we'll see a little more volatility. But with cryptocurrency, I mean, it never sleeps. It's 24/7. It's like the forex market, trading other currencies. But yeah, it can definitely drive me crazy. I'll wake up early in the morning and grab my phone and start looking at CoinCap. Yeah, and I looked at Burst the other day. It had a nice run. I think it was from like 65, 70, all the way up to 120 Satoshis. I was like, whoa. And yeah, Craig was talking about it. What's his name too? Trevon James was talking about it. He was all about burst, but I don't know. Is it hyped up? I think it's what, at 80 now, 80 Satoshis, 83 Satoshis. Yeah, I agree with you about needing that consistent check and the benefits. I worked for years. I don't know if you were on the chat yesterday. Worked in the wireless industry and then banking for a little under 11 years. And my wife was a stay-at-home mom, but she kind of worked part-time here and there, and then she would take time off. But it came to a point where I just really couldn't do the corporate America sales and the chasing numbers and having nightmares about numbers on a day-to-day basis. So my wife actually works, and we have benefit through that. And then I do this to kind of supplement the income and have extra money for vacations and things like that. And plus, we don't have to spend, daycare is pretty expensive where I'm at. So I mean, my son is in school, so there's no daycare for him. But my daughter is basically in preschool, so there's a little bit out of pocket there, which isn't too bad. But if my son was to go to daycare, I have a 1-year-old son, it would be almost $800 a month. And when I actually worked for the bank too, I was a BDO, a business development officer. Majority of the time, I worked from home, but it was tough for me to be able to trade and do my job. I was always on conference calls and trying to generate business. But just having that flexibility to be able to put things down and take a break and not having somebody breathe down your neck is not bad. Yeah, I definitely need to take a look at the Universe, the asset exchange, I think it's called. But right now, it's just managing too many things at once. Before I was managing, GDAX and Gemini, as well as, my TD Ameritrade, Think or Swim, and then Scott Trade trading platform. So it got to be too much, and I don't have the real estate space on my computer to be able to do that. I would need, at least 3 monitors and a lot of RAM on my computer. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean about vacation, but to be honest with you, you got to do it while you're young. When you get older, it becomes a little more. I mean, you can still do it when you're older, but I try to spend that time with my kids. We'll go to the beach down to Outer Banks for a week, and take trips down to Florida, and then that time is just for me to spend with the kids and the wife. And I try not to trade. A lot of places that we actually rent don't even have internet connection, so which is good. But I'm always on my phone though, just kind of looking at stocks and checking to see what the prices are and what the market is doing. But yeah, life is too short, to not take those vacations. Growing up, I have 7 siblings. So growing up, my dad worked a lot, and that's really all he did. I mean, he did a great job working and providing for us, but there was never that quality time that we spent together. Never really went on vacations. He was always working. And I think that we all kind of missed out on spending that quality time with him before he passed away. And, I don't want my kids growing up and being like, me and dad never did anything. I want them to remember, all the trips that we took, all the memories. So if it was up to me, I would just kind of trade, and use that money to trade more, and just build up a nice wealth for 401k for retirement. But at the end, what does that do really? Yeah, I'm sorry you guys are staring at a blank screen. I don't know if I should try to reboot this and see if it would work, but then I would just kind of kick you guys out, and then might have some sort of technical difficulties to try to get back in. Yeah, it's definitely very important, to spend that time with your kids. Um, I forget who it was that I was having a conversation with, one of my subscribers, um, and we were talking about kids and taking them out. Like I love to go hiking, go out in the woods, and then we'll just kind of sit on top of a mountain and just kind of observe what's around us, all the animals that are around us. So for every animal that they can pick out and notify me what that animal is, I'll give them a quarter. So there's one time where I basically gave my son $3, and my daughter got $2 because they were able to pick out the different type of birds, the squirrels, but they had to sit there and be quiet and be very observant and kind of listen, to their surrounding. So that it also gives me a little time to just have a little peace and quiet, with them out in the woods. Yeah, I might have to reboot this. I mean, this has been going on for half hour now, and I feel bad for you guys, because I'm looking at the chart right now. It's actually dropping to 27.86, um, from that 20. I mean, it dropped to 26.67, went back up to 29, but there was just a lot of selling pressure at that 29 level. Sellers were stacking up. Now we're down to 27.94 on its way down. So I'm gonna kind of submit my order for that 25.19, to see if sellers are going to step in, and then buyers are not going to really absorb all of them. Good. I'm glad the sound quality has improved, because earlier it was very choppy and just, I mean, cutting in and out. Maybe, I can't have both of them. I can't have the live stream of my desktop, what you guys are able to view, and have the voice at the same time. Yeah, but let me do that real quick. Bear with me while I try to get this to work. But I will do this as fast as I can, because I definitely want you guys to see, the price drop and me getting into a trade, and seeing different price points that I'm looking at. Currently dropping at 27.79. All right, guys, bear with me. I'm going to shut this down and reboot it.